back to square one with this. Communication with the engine control module. It's still not possible. Okay. Communication with the ABS. Not possible. Not possible. Okay. Communication with the airbag module, which is the SRS module. Let's see what we got. No codes. Power steering, electric power steering. Codes only. Let's see what we got there. Comparison between the vehicle speed and the engine speed signal, which is pretty much, I think, what's on the tachometer and the speedometer. Gauges, like I showed you earlier. We'll go to codes only. And I believe it was like 5 or 6 codes, and they were all communication codes. I just want to go over them real quick. So we'll go over the gauges codes. And here we go. Gauge control module allows communication with the PCM. Allows communication with the PCM. Allows communication with the VSA modulator. FCAN communication error. That's important right there. Gauge control module allows communication with the EPS, which is electronic power steering. Gauge control allows communication with the SRS. So the gauge control module doesn't like talking to anybody. Alright, so I was able to find here, same thing here, all the same shit. Alright, everything, no communication with anybody. So what I was able to find was this diagram right here. Okay, and this is for the gauge control module for the tachometer, because obviously there's one for the tachometer and one for the speedometer. So this is gauge control module speedo, this is gauge control module tach. Alright, so gauge control module tach, you can see the CAN high and the CAN low. This is the FCAN bus right here. And if you look at everything that it communicates with, is the PCM, the ABS, VSA modulator, SRS, the DLC, and the electronic power steering control unit. So I think that our problem lies up in here. It could be that that ohm is, that resistance is out of specs. Maybe it's open or shorted. Maybe that transceiver, I mean, I don't know. I'm not familiar with communication lines. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this gauge control module out, and I'm going to test the communication lines and see what I see. And then I'm going to plug my ohm meter here, and I'm going to see if I have 124 ohms. And if I don't see that, then I'm going to call the problem with this. And if it is, then the good thing is that with my scanner, I have, under functional test, I have the ability to, I guess, program this gauge control module. That is, if the customer wants to do it. So actually this right here activates everything, and I think I showed you that earlier. Activates all the lights, so all the lights are working. That means the module itself is working, but why is it not communicating? There's probably a problem with the communication lines or something in there. I'm not even sure, you know. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions yet, but right now what I'm gonna do is take that shit apart and test communication lines and see if I see anything that's out of the norm, you know. Something's gonna jump out at you. So we're gonna start there, and then we'll come back. Whole cluster taken apart. It's not that hard. Just a couple screws and you yank it. I'm not gonna show you that right now. What I'm worried about is, okay, so this right here is your gauge control module, and the wires that we're gonna be looking at are over here. This right here is pin 1, which is a white, and pin 19, which is a red. And I also got a connector pin out diagram here. So pin 1 is on the top and pin 19 is on the bottom. On pin 21 you have a pink for the BCAN communication line. So looking at this right here, these 2 bottom wires, that's a white and a red, and then 2 more down, that's the pink one. That's the communication line for the BCAN. So I'm gonna back probe pin 1 and pin 19, which is this white and the red right here, and I'm gonna see what I have. I want to see the signals. I'm just curious to see what they look like. And if I don't see anything there, then I'm gonna unplug it, and then I'm gonna get an ohm meter and go across those 2 terminals, and I should be seeing, according to the diagram, I mean, I've never done this communication stuff before, but according to this diagram, I should be looking at 124 ohms, because there's a resistor going across those two wires. So let me go ahead and back probe that for you, and then we're gonna take a look at our signals. All right, so I'm hooked up on pin number 1 and pin number 19 on the back of this gauge control module for the tachometer. All right, that's where I'm at. Pin 1 and pin 19. And this is what my signals look like. Let's see, get this out of the sun. So that's what I'm looking at right now. The yellow line, the yellow channel, pin number 1. The other one, on the blue one, blue trace, sorry. On the blue trace, that's pin number 19. All right, so they're both reading close to 7 volts. I don't know if that's normal. So, and this is with the car running. So, I don't know. I mean, is there communication there? Is there not? My question is like, what is it supposed to look like? You know, what should I do next? You know, should I unplug it? I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it and see what kind of signal I get. I've seen communication videos before, and I'm supposed to see some kind of something there. Obviously, I don't see anything, so let me go ahead and unplug it and see what happens. All right, I unplugged it, and I just got that. Looks pretty much the same. Let me see. Yep, same voltage there, same everything. So, am I looking at the wrong module? Am I on the right spot? I mean, I don't know. I've never done this shit before. I'm actually gonna take this, and I'm actually gonna go across what is pin number 1 and 19, and I'm gonna measure the resistance of this. If it's close to 124 ohms, then I'm gonna leave this alone, and I'm gonna call it a video, and I'm gonna wait for some responses so that I can get some help with this. And honestly, I should be getting into more communication stuff. Let me go across that, check the resistance, and then we'll see what kind of stuff we got. I just turned the key off and I saw this, so I figured I showed you guys what I'm looking at. That's about 2 to 3 volts with the key off. This is key on right there. Goes up to about 7 volts. So I don't know. Is this correct? Is this wrong? I don't know. I gotta get a little bit more information on this and then see where we go from here. All right, this is hard to do, but I got my pins connected on pin 1 and 19. You can see the ohm meter at 121 ohms. That's pretty damn accurate. So don't think I can call this gauge control module faulty. I'm gonna have to keep looking. I think the communication lines aren't supposed to look like that, the way they were looking on the scope. So I gotta keep going. I gotta keep chasing this shit. I don't know which way to go now though, because I'm fucking confused here. I don't know, do I start unplugging modules that are in line with that F-can and see when my fucking communication comes back? Because the resistance on this gauge control module assembly is within specs. I don't know, I might stop the video here and have you guys give me some input. So I'll see you guys when we're onto something.